7 assists against the Los Angeles Clippers. And while he did play well, he had a couple highlights. There he is entering the game. He's got a new hairstyle, which I appreciate, keeping it clean. A little Euro step. He did another Euro step in this game. It was a blatant travel. But look at this, just deep. But Jalen, this is what I want to show you. He did it again. The one-footed three again. Jalen, he's really working this into his game. This is a real thing that you will see in the regular season. Obviously, he's played 2 games and done it twice. This time he was fouled, went to the line, and got 3 foul shots from it. I absolutely love this move. But you are going to do the old basketball player, grumpy old man thing and be a grump about it, aren't you?
For years, I've told people that James Harden is the most unique offensive weapon that the NBA has ever seen, based on statistical categories that he's led the league in, like points, total assists, three-pointers made, and free throws made. He's the only guy that's going to ever lead the league in those categories. He's done that at some point of his career. That's outstanding. And he puts on for lefties. Just think about when you're watching the league. You don't see too many lefties putting up the kind of numbers that he's putting up. You don't see anybody actually doing it. I look at this play as a heat check. You notice each time he does it, the bench is up, they're laughing. It's almost like a killer crossover. It's almost like dunking on somebody. It's more of a heat check type move. I don't think it's gonna be something that he goes to when the game is on the line. So I have no problems with a great player adding something to his game, because that's what you want to see. But I don't think we're gonna see this when it matters the most.
I think we will. It really seems to be legitimately working it into his repertoire. I think we're going to see it like once or twice a game, and I am so here for it, because when I saw James Harden last year, I did not think that he needed to add anything to his game, but apparently he felt differently and added a very awkward left foot, left hand running three-point shot. So remember when Jimmy Butler showed up to a 10 a.m. practice at 3:30 in the morning, one of his first with the Miami Heat? Well, I guess it's contagious, because now Bam Adebayo and Myers Leonard have confirmed that they also woke up and showed up to the gym at 3:33 in the morning. He said, Jimmy is setting a new standard and I love it. This is ridiculous to me, Jalen Rose. This is not good for work-life balance. This is unhealthy. This is just silly to me. I do not want to show up 6.5 hours before I have to work.
We've been doing this program together for 8 years. And the beauty of it, the way we are 100 on air, people can see us walking through the streets of New York, Los Angeles, Atlanta, Miami together, because this is not like the network put us together. We're family. And I tried to tell you this yesterday. This is Leadership 101 from Jimmy Butler. And you laughed and you was like, no, he's not setting the standard. People aren't going to follow the lead. Now look at what has happened. Players must follow the lead of the best player. If we have practice at 10 and Reggie Miller's there at 8 and he's a future Hall of Famer and an All-Star, what time you think I gotta be there? That's how this works, Jacoby. I like this for the Miami Heat. I love it for Jimmy Butler. And again, as we talk this offseason about players creating dynamic duos, and in a league where sometimes people scoff at the notion that players rather team up than compete against one another, Jimmy Butler took his own path to be the best player on the Miami Heat and to be the leader. These are the type of things that he's bringing to the table, and I'm here for it.
So remember they sent home James Johnson because he was out of shape and they wanted him to get in shape and then come back? Somewhere James Johnson's like, you know what? I don't think I'm coming back. I don't want to be showing up at practice at 3:30 in the morning. That just ain't me. That's not how I get down. Well, we're going to revisit another story that we've also addressed, and that is the retooled jump shot of a gentleman by the name of Lonzo Ball, who we both think is poised for a bit of a breakout year. He tested that retooled jump shot in a shootout against one of the very best shooters in the league, JJ Redick. Now, how do you think the jump shot looks? And what do you think about him going up against Redick in a shootout?
It looks really good, and that's what being a teammate is all about. We just showed footage the other day of Steph Curry and D'Angelo Russell getting in the gym. We showed footage of the Greek Freak when they picked up shooters to join their team, getting in the gym, knocking down the shots. And that's smart for a young player. You get next to a guy that you want to mimic what he does. And for Lonzo Ball, everybody, including himself, knows that the weakness in his game was jump shooting. If you have J.J. Redick on your team, that's the guy you need to be practicing with and against to help improve your J.
Did you ever challenge Reggie Miller to a shootout?
All of the time. Every day. This is how it works when you're in the league, you're in high school, you're in college. You know, the competition that you get from your teammates and the camaraderie that is gained by it ultimately literally plays out on the floor. And you don't want to see guys doing things in the game that you ain't see them do in practice. So if you get in the game and you want to shoot 4 or 5 threes a game, but I don't see you putting in the work in practice as a teammate, soon as I see you launching a couple, bad body language. Like what's going on? So absolutely. And Reggie's one of the greatest to do it.
Did you ever wager on these shootouts?
NBA players, let me bring you behind the curtain on something.
Take us behind the curtain, Jalen Rose.
Make so much money and are so very competitive. We bet on everything. We bet on everything. How many steps it takes to go get water out of the Gatorade? Can you make the next shot that you take from the corner? Can you make a half-court shot? NBA players bet on everything.
I always appreciate it when you take us behind the curtain, Mr. Rose. We have another update on a story that we've covered this week, and this one is interesting. Dame Dollar and Shaquille O'Neal have each fired one song at each other in this rap beef. However, on Twitter, there was some indication that perhaps Shaq was going to respond because this was on Twitter. Someone tell Dame Lillard me and Shaq headed back to the studio as we speak. Dame responded, "Don't do it." Do you think we will see more songs from Dame and Shaq about each other?
I hope that ain't no ghostwriter standing next to Shaq. I hope that ain't what I just saw.
I don't think so.
I'm riding with Dame, as I told you. And again, representing the Bay Area just like Shaq represents Dirty Jers. Dame had punchlines. Dame had an original beat. Dame had some unique personal information about Shaq's off-court activities as it related to his dating life. So I appreciated them going back and forth, but round one, in my opinion, went to Dame Dollar.
Round one, in my opinion as well, clearly went to Dame Dollar, but we are kind of alone when it comes to this. I thought it was obvious. Because when you watch a boxing match and the judges don't agree with you, it's like, to me, it was so clear that it went to Dame Dollar. And some people are really out here thinking it went to Shaq. So we had a video clip that I put out there on Twitter just saying, that we felt like Dame Dollar won the battle. And, I might have just included Dame's handle when I sent the tweet. And Dame might have, I don't know, just retweeted it. Because that's what Dame does. Dame Lillard retweeted my tweet. That's it. Dame Lillard retweeted my tweet. He saw me. He knows my face. I'm so excited about that. Just the idea that Dame Lillard might know my name. If I see him, I'll give him a pound. Makes me so happy. But he didn't follow me, though. Come on, Dame.
That's love. That's love.
Jacoby. Come
we
on,
appreciate the support.
Hit the follow button.
And here's the thing that we are able to do on this nationally televised program that 99.9% of shows can't do, and I appreciate how we put on for the culture, whether visually, whether it's through our words. If he came on our show and he did his diss track, it would not be a force. So Dame Dollar, this is a platform that you can come anytime if you want to spit your fire in any bars.
Jalen, I have an update on something that's going to change your life dramatically. You may never, ever, ever fly into Los Angeles again. I will tell you why.
This changed my life.